Well, hello everyone. It's Deb Naylor from the Flying Stamper, and it is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. And I just wanted to pop in today and talk to you about an upcoming event that I'm having um, for the stamp set called Strong of Heart, which is in the mini catalog that ends soon. It's on page 5 of the mini catalog. It's called Strong of Heart, and it's our Make a Difference stamp set that Stampin' Up! Contributes $3 from each purchase to help support heart health. The money actually goes to a nonprofit called Cardiovascular Research Foundation. That's for each U.S. Stamp set that's purchased. It's probably different for other countries, so I'm just speaking about U.S. sales. The stamp set is $20, and it's actually a really beautiful stamp set. So I am offering a class later this month on either December 17th or December 18th. The class is $30, and it does include the stamp set and then the ingredients for 5 projects. And I am offering the class in person as well as virtually. And I have 2 spaces left. So if you are interested, please reach out and let me know, and we'll get you set up. We're kind of on the fast track. I'll need to order your stamp set fairly soon. So please do reach out if you're interested, and we'll see if we've still got space and if we can make that happen. All right, so I want to talk to you specifically about that stamp set, but I do want to tell you that this mini catalog ends January 3rd, 2022, and yesterday a last chance sale started, and you can find the links on my blog for that and also on my website, flyingstamper.blogspot.com or stampinupdebnaylor.net. Either one of those, you can find the last chance sales. So there are things that are retiring out of this catalog, and there are things that are on sale, and you can find all of those on the last chance list. So let me get that out of the way and tell you about the stamp set. So this is what it looks like, and I'm going to open it up, and we're actually going to play with it a little bit. Now, I've mounted all of my stamps already, and you'll notice that I like to keep the negative for the stamps. This is a cling stamp set. In the inside of the case, I pull the tacky paper off, and I stick that in there. And the reason I do that is because then I can see exactly if any stamp is missing, because you know how sometimes these little guys, especially these little ones, they like to hide in your stamp room when you've got a lot of things out. So I can see if something's missing when I'm putting my things away. So that's what I like to do. And then I do want to kind of show you how I like to mount my stamps. So if you're attending class, I'll go over this in class too, but if you're attending virtually, I may not go over that. So let me go ahead and show you. So they come in with labels like this, and there's always a split in the middle of the label somewhere, so you can peel it off. And I recommend you split it and peel it off and leave it just inside there. I trimmed my fingernails a couple days ago, so they're super short. Okay, so we're going to leave that like that. And then I'm going to pull this out of here, and you usually have tacky paper on the back. I must have already removed that. And then you just line it up and stick it right on the label, just like that, and pull it off. Now, these labels are super duper sticky, and they will stick to your block, so you'll want to be careful when you pull them off your block. And I'll talk about that again in here in just a minute. I'm going to put this to the side, and I want to show you some of the projects that I've been playing with, the stamp set. So this is one of them, and you'll actually be making this in class if you're attending virtually or in person. And so what I've done is I've taken this stamp here, and I've used the Versamark pad, and then I've gold embossed. And then this is from, I think, the Tailored Tags. And this is the gold shimmery vellum that is in the mini catalog. And oh my goodness, that vellum is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can see how shimmery and shiny it is on camera or not, but it is just stunning. I absolutely love it. Also with this vellum, it is going to retire, so it's while supplies last. And it also is my gift with purchase this month. So if you place a $50 or more order before tax and shipping, you will get one of these for free. If you're ordering online, add it to your order, and I will mail you a refund with your thank you card. So I really recommend grabbing that before it retires, because it really is beautiful. You're going to really love playing with it. Okay, so let's get back to this project. And then I dry embossed the real red piece with the ornate folder, and then this is on very vanilla cardstock. It's really a beautiful card. I can't wait for those of you attending class to make it. I think you're going to be really happy with it. Okay, so let's set this to the side, and here's another card. And I needed some birthday cards this month, and I always like to have alternate samples in a display for my classes. So this is going to be on display at class. We're not making this one. It is really pretty too, and I'm going to tell you that I stamped it with a Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad, and then I colored it in with the Calypso Coral and Granny Smith or Granny Apple blends. And then it's mounted on basic black cardstock. And the Designer Series paper is from the Harvest Meadow paper pack, and that's also in the mini catalog. So that's also a paper that's going to retire soon. So if you want to get that, that's another thing that you'll want to pick up fairly soon. So this is a pretty simple card. Okay, here's another one that's made with that gold vellum, and then all I did was just gold embossing powder with the Versamark, and then this is the Pretty Flowers embossing folder that I used. So that's a pretty simple one. If you're attending class, we are going to be doing some wet embossing, and we haven't done that in the class for quite a while, so that's kind of fun. When you mount this stamp, you're going to find that you have this one little blob left over, and it's actually, you punch it out of the middle here, and there's not going to be a label for it, but I would encourage you to save this because it makes kind of a good little background stamp. So I just randomly stamped it all over this basic white cardstock here. You know, when I first started stamping 25 plus years ago, we didn't have all the tools that we have right now. We didn't have die cutting machines or dry embossing folders or any of these cool things that we have right now. And so we did a lot of our backgrounds like this, where you just randomly, and we didn't have Designer Series paper, where you just randomly stamp your background in with something that coordinates with your image. So you can save this for that. The other thing that this is good for is shadow stamping. And so I just stamped it with Calypso Coral, and then I fussy cut the piece, and then I over stamped it with the Tuxedo Black Memento pad. And that's just a cute little 3x3 note card. Okay, let's talk about the fact that this stamp set is kind of a two-step stamp set. So you've got this heart here, and then you've got this piece here. So I'm going to show you some tricks and tips with that. So I've got a piece of basic white thick cardstock, And I'm using thick because I am going to use my blends, and they bleed through, so the thick just works a little bit better for watercoloring or coloring on. It's not required. I just think it turns out a little bit better. And this is a big stamp, so I'm turning it over on its back and inking it up with this tuxedo black. And then we're going to go right into the cardstock. I'm going to fussy cut this afterwards, so it doesn't need to be lined up perfect. Okay, let me clean this stamp real quick, and because I need this block again. It's sitting over there. All right, so now we're going to put this solid image in here, and we're going to actually stamp on the inside of that. With the Calypso Coral. My Calypso Coral is kind of a new pad, so it's a little stiff to open. Okay, so we'll ink that up. And then you can't see through this because it's a cling, but you can get it close enough. And we're going to fussy cut it so it doesn't need to be perfect. Before I fussy cut it though, you see how some of the image is hanging out? So I'm going to go in and color that. And I'm going to use a Calypso Coral blend just to color those flowers in. And I'm going to go right over the top of where I stamped so that those become solid. This is one of the things that I love about Stampin' Up, that we have all these products that coordinate and go together. So see how that cleans up really well. All right, and then I'm going to use the Granny Apple green for the leaves. Okay, now I'm going to fussy cut this, and I want to show you how it bleeds through. So if you're doing this at home, be sure that you always do it on something, a paper or a mat or something like that, so that it doesn't bleed through on your table or anything that you don't want to see that ink on, because it is more of a permanent ink. So we're going to go ahead and fussy cut that now. So I'm going to get my paper snips, and with fussy cutting, it's best to turn the paper versus the scissors. Then you don't get those ugly cut marks. I know when I first started stamping, I didn't know that, and like I mentioned earlier, we didn't have dies or punches or any of the fancy things that we have now. So if we wanted an image and wanted to raise it up or something like that, we had to fussy cut it, and I didn't know that you should turn your paper instead of your scissors, so I always had these ugly cut marks until I learned that. And with fussy cutting, you don't want to go right into the image. You want to leave a smidge of white around. So this stamp set is in the mini catalog, which means it is not going to be available to order after January 3rd. So if you love it and you're not attending the upcoming Strong Apart class, then you might want to get that on your next order. It's really a great stamp set for sending, get well, thinking of you, and cards of encouragement. But it's also good for a wedding or an anniversary card, like I did this. as an anniversary card. My sister's wedding was vanilla and red, and she has an anniversary in January. So that's where this card's going to go. But it could have easily been a Valentine's Day card. Okay, so that's what that looks like now. I'm going to do a couple more things to it and show you a couple more little fun tricks. All right, so we're going to put some dimensionals on the back, and we'll put 3 on here, 1 at the bottom and 2 at the top. Dimensionals, I love them. They adhere things so well. And I'll put it up there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use this Ornate Garden ribbon. And I brought both spools in because this is on the clearance rack right now for $2.80. Can you believe that? It's 2 spools of ribbon, and they're Calypso Coral and Old Olive, and it's just gorgeous ribbon. As you can see, I'm making a nice little soft bow here. It turns and twists and does exactly what you want it to do. It's soft and easy to work with. And I just realized I didn't bring any glue dots. So let me grab one of those real quick. You would be horrified if you saw my stamp room right now. It looks like a bomb went off. I've got 7 events next month, or this month, and I'm in prep for all of them right now. So there's things just everywhere. Okay, so we added that ribbon there, and then I'm going to add a fun little element to this, maybe. So last birthday, I think, I gave everybody that attended class in March a tube of the Shimmery Crystal Effects. I love this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and stick this on the petals. And what it does is it makes it 3D. It raises a little bit. It's also got a little bit of shimmery look to it. Okay, it's gorgeous. So I'll show you the dried one. So it does take about half an hour or so to dry, so you'd want to leave it just kind of sitting flat for a little while it dries. And here is the finished one. Oops, my bow fell off. So I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it's nice. It's got some shimmer and shine to it. It looks like almost it's got gold flecks in it. You know, when you cut your DSP for a full layer on a card, you always end up with these strips left over, and that's what these are. They came off of the birthday cards. So I made 12 birthday cards out of 2 sheets of the Harvest Meadow DSP. And then I had these strips left over, so I was able to get 2 more cards using the strips. They're just too cute to throw away, you know? Okay, so this Ornate Ribbon, it's item number 152479. It is on the clearance rack, and if you haven't read my newsletter yet for early December, my clearance rack got an update yesterday, and there are some really good bargains on there. So there were some combos for the blends for $4. That is just a great steal. And there were some DSP, the first $4.60, and then lots of different kinds of ribbon and some punches and some other things. So the link for that is also on my blog if you want to check that out. Those supplies are all things that are retired, so they're only while supplies last. Once they're gone, they're gone. So you always want to order those real early. Okay, so I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to seeing many of you and connecting with many of you in a couple weeks when we do the Strong Apart class. And if you have any questions about anything or need any help, be sure to reach out. All right, have a really great day. Thanks for dropping by. Take care. Bye.